Hey, welcome to Financial Friday, where I'm Mr. Eric Watson, and I'm here to try to help you keep your finances on the right track. All right. And today's Financial Friday topic is with regard to credit. Okay, credit. And I'm going to take a very unpopular stance with regard to credit. And I've had this debate with multiple people. But I am of the opinion that credit is more of an ego thing for a lot of people than it is a help. It can be more of a hindrance than it can a help. Here's why. When you have bad credit, all right, you have bad credit for a reason, okay? You've been reported by whoever you're paying debt to for late payments, non-payments, or whatever the case may be, but it's for a reason. Now, am I saying you're being negligent? No, that's not what I'm saying at all. But it is for a reason. Here's an example. When I was a young Marine, I had amassed quite a few rental properties in Southern California. I was over leveraged. I was using no down adjustable rate mortgages for these homes with the mindset that, okay, this is when the market was skyrocketing. And it was with the mindset that, okay, the value will increase to a point where I have 20% equity, then I can put it in a fixed rate loan and I'd lock myself in at that point. However, timing was not on my side, because in 2008, the market dropped out, the values of the homes dropped, the mortgage went up because it was adjustable rate, so the rates went up. So we just couldn't afford to maintain the difference between the rent and the mortgage on those homes. So we had to short sell all of our homes, right? Short sell everything we had. We had to liquidate, basically. And if anyone has had to short sell a home, you understand that wreaks havoc on your credit. And we had multiple short sales. All right. So multiple short sales on my credit. My credit was done. But at that time, I didn't need to incur any more debt. It was in my best interest that I not incur any more debt. So with a low credit score, I had a low credit score for a reason. Okay. So was I negligent? I probably could have made some better decisions, but there was, it wasn't like I was, intentionally not paying mortgages, not paying bills or whatever the case may be. I wasn't negligent in any way, shape, form, or fashion. The market caught up with me, right? Okay, so for that reason, I had very low credit. I think it was down in the fives maybe from all the short sales, right? But at that time, I had no business trying to incur any more debt. I had no business trying to buy new cars, new anything, because I wasn't in that financial place. So my credit score was there for a reason, because my credit score reflected the fact that I was not in a position to make any of those purchases or sales. Now, some people will say, well, what if I need a car? My car breaks down. I need a new car. I have to get a new car. What do I do? Well, that's why we have emergency savings. All right. Emergency savings are for things just like that. The things that pop up out of nowhere. Your car broke down. You need to get your car fixed, or you need a new car. You don't necessarily need to incur more debt for that. You should have your emergency savings set aside to get what you want. And many people will make the argument, well, I can't afford the car that I want with some emergency savings that I have set aside. I have to take out a loan. And what I say to those people is, you have champagne taste on a beer budget. All right. It would be in a lot of people's best interest to get some type of old, used, high mileage car that will get them from point A to point B in the interim until they can get themselves back on solid financial footing so that they can afford the car that they want, so they can afford the house that they want, so they can afford to make the purchases that they want. All right. So it's all about perspective. And a lot of times we want to keep up with the Joneses. We want to maintain a lifestyle. We want the latest and greatest. We want a brand new BMW when we have a rack of debt over here that we need to pay off. So it's a decision that people have to make as to whether they want to pay off debt or they want to look like they have a lot of money. Right? So that's why I say your credit score is not as important as we make it out to be. And there are, credit restoration agencies. People are paying big money to get their credit repaired. But what I say to that is your credit score is what it is for a reason. You're probably not in a good financial situation to make new purchases. And all credit is for, let's be honest about it. Credit is there so that when you want to make a new purchase, when you want to incur more debt, the lender can make an assessment on whether they're going to lend you that money. So it's all about debt. Your credit score just allows you to incur more debt. That's what it does. So if you're not in a good financial place to incur more debt, your credit score is not important. It's not that important at all. All right. So my recommendation is if you have a low credit score, work on paying down your debt. The credit score will come up eventually. It'll come up with time. Pay down your debt. Develop a payment history on your debt whereby you are paying not just the minimum payment on all your debt, but you're paying that plus paying down on principal on your debt to hurry up and get that paid off. Your credit score will come up. And what will happen is magically you will arrive at a point in time where you are able to make purchases. You are in a financial place where, okay, my debt is paid off. Now I need to get a house. Or now I can get that new car. Now, I still wouldn't recommend getting a loan for that new car. Get to a point where you can save up and get a car with cash. It's today's mentality, the microwave mentality, where we want everything right now, that puts us in a position where we want to get that nice car right now, even though we can't afford it. We want it right now. We can't afford it, but we want it right now. And if we can get out of that mentality, get out of that mindset that you have to have what you can't afford right now, we will all be in a better place financially. Get to a point where you have an understanding that it's okay to not have top of the line everything until you can afford top of the line everything. When you can pay cash for it, that is a wonderful feeling. But credit is something that we worry about way too much. Prioritize paying off debt ahead of getting your credit score up. Prioritize paying off your bills. If you have a home, prioritize paying off your mortgage. You sleep so much better in a home that you own. Pay that off. That way you'll be well on your way to wealth. That is true wealth. When you've eliminated all that debt and you can pay for things with cash. Get to that point in your life and you'll be well on your way. All right. So don't worry so much about a credit score. A credit score just allows you to incur more debt. And if you're rushing to increase your credit score, you are rushing to incur more debt at a time when you're probably not in a good financial place to incur that debt. Don't worry so much about that credit score. Pay your debt. All right. I hope that helps some people. Again, it's a very controversial position. Again, I've had that debate with multiple people, but that's where I am on it. Pay your debt. Your credit will come up as a result of you paying off your debt. But don't put yourself in a place where you want to make a lot of purchases and, you want to be seen on a picture with a brand new car because your credit score went up all of a sudden. Because if your credit score went up all of a sudden and you just got this brand new nice car, you probably can't afford it. All right. So with that, don't worry so much about that credit. Go out and pay off your debt. Hope you got something out of it. Everyone have a blessed and prosperous day, and I'm out of here.